Aakash. I am a labour rights activist affiliated to the All India Central Council of Trade Unions, AICCTU. We do a lot of work in the informal sector, among gig workers, among sanitation workers, construction workers, domestic workers, home-based workers, waste pickers, street vendors. And we have seen in course of our work that in the case of any disaster like a COVID pandemic or a flood, these are the people who are the worst affected. They're the most vulnerable. They're the first to lose their livelihoods, and because they are paid so poorly, they don't have access to good health facilities, their lives are also disproportionately affected. Now, disasters you see are of various kinds. Some come on suddenly, while there are others which are slow onset disasters like a heat wave. When there is a heat wave, construction workers, gig workers, they're the worst affected because they're traveling out on the streets or they're working out in the open day and night. And even otherwise, workers live in colonies which lack the basic civic amenities most often. And the housing quality is not very good. Therefore, at their homes also, they're very badly exposed to a heat wave. So we believe that any kind of disaster management approach must integrate all these concerns and should be based on a comprehensive rights-based approach, which will also allow workers to have a major role in the decision-making process. It must be participative, decentralized, rights-based, and pro-people. Unfortunately, the Disaster Management Amendment Bill, which is now in the Rajya Sabha, doesn't quite fit these requirements. They don't quite recognize the slow onset disasters. They do not provide for participatory decision making. The provisions of the bill actually allow for greater centralization of decision making in the case of disaster management. The sheer number of rights of the workers which are violated in the case of a natural disaster, as I mentioned earlier, right to housing, various aspects of right to life, these concerns aren't quite addressed in this bill satisfactorily. And most importantly, even what the workers get, what people get when they're affected by disasters, compensation. Compensation is being replaced by the word relief, which means substantially lesser amount of money that they get. They don't really get the amount of money required, the assistance required to set themselves up properly in terms of their work and in terms of their lives. Once the disasters are over, they just get some kind of relief. This is a drastic cut down on what they get at present. So we believe that this bill needs to be thoroughly reworked. We appeal that the bill should be sent to a select committee of the parliament, and all these concerns need to be addressed, which is only possible if multiple stakeholders, particularly trade unions and workers' associations, are actually called for a conversation and our concerns heard and these issues integrated before the bill is passed. Thank you.